Welcome to Terry TV. I forgot to ask the tribe. Terry Harden here. Welcome. Did you like those pre-records? Please mention in the comments if you did, if you liked some of the things you saw on the pre-records while I was away last week, enjoying my free time. Not really free time in quotes, free time. It was actually a chance to rest and recuperate simply because I have been literally up against the wall, squish, 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 me in the middle, because of challenges that I have to do with my parents. I have elderly parents, and there's a few things I've got to get settled. And then as soon as I got back into my out of my resting mode and into my hit the ground running mode, I get hit with Medi-Cal. In California, it's called Medi-Cal. Everywhere else, Medicaid. I understand it, but I just realized that my dad received a letter that I had no idea was coming, and so I have to make sure that I get it answered and all the questions taken care of before April 1st. So a little scary. But that's what I'm talking about. You will make a plan, and here is my plan. This is my calendar. Every day, every month looks like this. Basically busy, but legit busy. A lot of it has to do with just making sure that my life has its ducks in a row, and my father's life has its ducks in a row, and my mother's life has her ducks in a row. That's a lot of ducks to have on one little back, which is mine. So I took some time off. I actually closed down social media. So if you commented on those videos and you wonder why I didn't respond, I will go back in time if I'm able and respond to your comments, because I did none of it while away. I absolutely tried to stay as far away from my phone as possible, except when my father called. And that was just to reassure him that he was not in the facility forever. He was merely there for rehab. He's still, it can work in your head if you're in a convalescent hospital and you think maybe you were left there. My father doesn't seem to feel that way, thank God, but he calls me. I said, anytime you're feeling that melancholy, call me, because the phone is right by my side, guys. The phone is right here. So if my dad calls, I can pick up right away. Whoops. And make sure that everything is awesome for him. So today I'm going to go up and see him. I hope, fingers crossed. I did, while traveling, have an accident. It was for real a fender bender. I was stuck at when something happens and the police have to just stop the flow of traffic on a freeway. I was out near Magic Mountain in Valencia, and this happened. So all the traffic was stopped. Okay, there was something ahead of traffic that they had to take care of, police, and I don't know what else, but they had to take care of this, and it was right after Magic Mountain Parkway. So they were diverting traffic off of the freeway onto Magic Mountain Parkway, taking the old road and then putting us back on the freeway. Could have been a giant pothole. I don't know what it was, but it was a big deal. All 5 lanes were blocked or stopped. You know how they do that thing. As a result, I was parked on the freeway in the number 5 lane, meaning the lane closest to the off-ramps. But it wasn't like there weren't cars in front of me and there weren't cars behind me. And next to me was a semi-truck. Let me talk about how I hate being next to semi-trucks for this very reason. There we were sitting. And he just decided to bite my car. He turned into my car. Turned right into my car. I have no idea why he did this. He says he didn't see me, but traffic went back behind us for miles in front. I hate to say miles, but they said could be a half hour to an hour delay, depending on how long it took them to fix whatever it was that had us stopped, diverting 5 lanes into one on the going down the Magic Mountain Parkway. And you guys know that old road. If you're anywhere near Valencia and Magic Mountain, you know it's one flipping lane. So we weren't moving. The most that truck was going was maybe 2 miles, and munched my car. Yep, munched my car. So we were going so slow, like stopped, that all he had to do was get out of his truck and say, let's go over there and take care of business. We pulled over onto the little triangle. You know how an off ramp goes off, and there was a triangle. We could fit the entire truck there. We could fit my car there and keep traffic sort of flowing because it was going about 0 miles an hour most of the time. Yeah, so I don't understand the accident at all, but it happened. It munched my fender. Luckily, between my husband and the man who crunched my car, they were able to pull the fender out far enough that it didn't rub against my tire, and I could continue on my little road trip that I wanted to do. So we were safe. We were fine, just in shock. This face. Excuse me. What is what basically happened? And just totally blown away by this. Just totally blown away by this happening. I just was like, and I haven't had a car accident since before cell phones were made or available. So my husband had to explain to me that you no longer write down information, you take pictures. And I let him do that because I was believing that, my adventure was going to stop before it started. And, but everything was cool. So I'm very happy to say, things were cool. But, just nuts. So welcome to TERRI TV. What we're really going to talk about today. I'm TERRI Hardin, and this is TERRI TV. And we're going to talk about the rare five planets aligning. This is exciting, guys. Do you know about this? Going to happen tonight around 7:30, or as soon as it gets dark. You look towards the moon, which is going to be a crescent shape, or the Cheshire Cat sideways, and look below that, and these five planets are going to be right there. So we have an area that's near us that is a path that many people walk, and there are some supercalifragilistic astronomers or stargazers, and they usually have telescopes that are about this big that you can really zoom in and see the planets. But I also have a very nice lens on a little bitty telescope. We might just pull that out and take a look at what's going. It's a little bit warmer night tonight, so we won't be freezing. Last time we took pictures of the blood moon, that was pretty flipping cold, but we had a good time, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's a rare occurrence. Now, it's going to be over the United States, so check in your area if you're not in California to see if the time, when you can see it, because it's out there. It's kind of, you could see it a little bit yesterday, and they say tomorrow's a better day. Here in California, tomorrow night is supposed to rain. Into Wednesday, all day Wednesday, into Thursday. So we could have cloud cover, means you can't see the planets. So go out tonight and do yourself a favor and check out those planets because it's a rare occurrence, and you're going to really, really like it. It's, wait a second, I just did it. Here we go. You're really, really going to enjoy it. It's going to be Mercury, Venus, Mars, Uranus, and Pluto. And we got that right? Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, and Venus. Venus, not Pluto. Venus, and of course the crescent moon. So they're all going to be in a conga line. They're going to be in a planetary conga line. So grab your favorite cocktail, warm beverage, or whatever, and go see the planetary conga line tonight. They say as soon as it's dark enough to see this night sky, you want to do that. Now, of course, if you guys live in an area that's not so citified, it's going to be better for you. But it's going to be cool. In any case, apparently it's bright enough that you can see it from just about anywhere. So do yourself a favor and check that out. Won't that be cool? I think that's cool. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So that's why I posted about it today. I thought we would talk about that today. And also we would talk that the weather is coming again, guys. So yikes. We also had some tornadoes. Tornado touched down in Mississippi. And I hope those of you who are in Mississippi, it didn't come near you. But apparently a few of them just ripped through Mississippi and adjoining states. So I hope you guys are okay. And we are just having, the weather is a challenge. The weather is challenging. Here in California, we found out that there are several buildings in downtown LA that are not seismically stable enough to handle an earthquake. And what's really weird is that they've decided to give it 10 years to get up to speed. But my goodness, this is what I'm going to say, knock on wood, no devastating earthquake so that those buildings can get done. Because that is some scary stuff. I mean, especially in California, where that should be the first. Oh, dear God. And then they're scamming, okay? So there's so many things happening in the world that I on Terry TV just want to give a shout out to you. So this new um I can't remember what it is, which is no help to you at all, is it? But anyway, be careful of the scams. One of the things I'm going to tell you is that my dad, who is in almost 90, uh, close shave with a scam. He didn't get hit as much as some people did, but he almost got hit pretty terrible. For someone who's on a low income, only one check coming in the house, be that being Social Security. uh, any money that goes out for one of these terrible things is still bad. And as a result, every scammer in the universe is pinging my father. So the one good thing about getting his mail is I just trash it all. I shred it immediately. I don't even open the envelope because these scammers are hunting him down because he's on their list now. So please be careful out there. Make sure the websites are truly the websites you're going to and that the email is truly coming from the company. Right now, there's this Amazon thing, and then there's this Facebook thing, and there's all of these things that can rip your account from you and cause major, annoying, troublesome situations. So I do want to just encourage you guys to be super, super cautious. And then also be careful on the road. Give yourself that space between cars. I've seen so many people pull up on the bumper of someone else when they're driving. Try to give it a car length. I know you might get annoyed that cars pull in front of you, but guys, trust me, you want to have that space and keep pulling back. You can get there in the same amount of time. You truly can. And what happens is when you have that space, you can believe, and I believe you can stop. Okay. Let me just point this out. You can stop. But it's the guy behind you that you got to worry about. And having that space, if you hear him screeching or you see him coming up and he doesn't seem to know where the brake is, you can pull forward and avoid that rear-ending collision. And also, Jim Rohn, you know who he is? Jim Rohn, the amazing Jim Rohn, one of the best public speakers in the universe. We lost him in 2009. Broke my heart, but when I sat with him, he told me to wait at least 3 seconds before going into an intersection. Wait 3 seconds before going into an intersection. What this means is the obvious, which is when the light turns green, count to 3 slowly and then go into the intersection just in case chaos could ensue. Saves my life, I'd say, a dozen times by doing that. But also, it means wait 3 seconds before sending an email. Reread your email, reread your texts. Be careful because once it's out there, and you've seen what happens when somebody post something that doesn't sound right, or you send something to a friend that the spell checker has screwed up, and it can be a mess. I remember a while back writing to my friend in Newfoundland, and she got upset because the spell checker had changed my message to her, and she was at a very vulnerable position, and she got really hurt. She didn't believe that the spell checker did it. I was like, wait. Now that's kind of a mixed thing, I hope you know me well enough that I would not send a nasty email to you out of the blue. Please know that that's not me. Okay. I reread everything. So my sadness is that, my super sadness is that she really went there. And I think it was because she was vulnerable. And our friendship has always been a little strange sense because she just can't believe that spell checker was the problem. But you guys who auto correct, not spell checker, but the auto correct corrects it. And if you don't look, your message can have a completely different meaning. So you don't want this to happen. I'm just gonna, there we go. Thank you. I just got one of those spammy email texts. And does it offend you that someone can text and send you a text that is not someone in your circle that you've not given permission to? They just invade your private messaging space. This really bugs me, and I don't know how this is authorized. My private space, and I'm getting people intruding. It's one thing if I gave you permission, like Nomadic. I love the Nomadic products, and I love hearing from them, even if I have mostly everything I want from them. I love hearing from them. But if it's someone you don't want to hear from and they keep invading your space, it's offensive and infuriating, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. Okay, so let's hear from you guys. But the planet is what I want to talk to you. I want to tell you I missed you. Let me know if you liked the pre-recorded stuff. I do want to say that I was going to do an Ask Me Anything the end of this month, but I'm not going to do it, guys. I'm going to push it into April. Here's why. One of my tribe members is having a birthday, and I'm going to go see him. And I know, relationship buildings are very important, but since I have a conflict, I'm going to push the Ask Me Anything to next month. Maybe we'll do it at the beginning of next month for you so that you don't have to wait till the end of next month, but I will figure it out. But I am postponing it so that I am postponing it. I think I'm postponing it. I'm most likely postponing it, just so you know, due to the I'm going to go celebrate a birthday with one of my tribe members on Patreon. And while I'm here chatting about that, let me just give you the information in case you want to be a part of Patreon. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin is a community of like-minded people talking about everything under the sun. We can, and a lot of times will be Disney-centric, but we did talk about the last convention that happened last weekend, WonderCon. Also, guys, John Wick came out. Now, we didn't talk about it, but it was huge. So the people who make these John Wick movies have talked about creating a John Wick universe. That could be a ton of fun. So people are loving it. It's a good venue for Keanu Reeves. And apparently it just keeps getting... I think this is the way that you can take out some of your aggressions. If you're one of these people that gets stressed and just wants to, you watch a John Wick movie and you let Keanu Reeves do it for you. Just like embody yourself in the Keanu Reeves and just go out and just strap yourself in and enjoy a John Wick movie. I think I call them kick butt movies. Kick butt movies can be a lot of fun and very enjoyable and keeps you from going to jail. Is a good thing to happen. So yeah, but this Patreon, it's $5 a month. I do monthly, so you can go for a month, see if it suits you, visit us. We do a Zoom call every week, and then we do, I broadcast before I come on and broadcast every Monday and Friday. So, check it out. I'd love for you to check it out. The people are amazing. I'd like to say it's because I'm amazing. It's because everyone is amazing in that group. It's very different from many Patreon pages. I will tell you, this group is different, and you just got to try it. So I encourage you to sample it if you would. And I'd love to have you. Your voice needs to be heard. Okay. All right, my friends, let's check out and see what y'all have to say on this lovely, lovely sunny morning. Not a cloud in the sky, about to change for California again. Tuesday, we got another storm coming in, and it's going to be cold. So that should be a lot of fun. I like cold, as you know. So here we go. I am okay. Thank you, Lynn. It was just, it just makes you mad, right? It's like if someone rear ends you and you have no control of it. You're stopped and they rear end you and you're like, really? That's why I'm saying when you're driving 10 and 2, like remember when you first learned how to drive, they said 10 and 2, right? That's really important. So you can just get yourself out of some sticky situations. A little difficult when you're not moving, nowhere for me to go. I couldn't have gone forward because that's where he hit me in that front left. He just right. I mean, the car behind me was right up against my bumper. So, but I had no time to react. Let me just tell you, there was zero time to react because I wasn't moving. Just the most, it's great because no one was hurt, but one of those accidents that's just like, just really, that's what it was. It was one of those really moments. And just, so I wasn't mad. I wasn't angry. I was just like, seriously? Kind of thing. Thank goodness my husband jumped into action and took all the pictures that were needed. And then we talked to the guy in the truck was, of course, very kind, and we will be taking care of it today. Actually, I've got to go get some estimates at the body shop for it. So today is, again, a Monday for me. Very chock full of nuts, as I like to say, each a miss. So there we go. Right? There we go. So, Lynn, thank you for your good wish. I appreciate it. Good morning. Can't wait to see the planetary parade. Me either. I mean, this is seriously exciting. So, a couple of things, guys, I should tell you about. And Michelle Donnell is with the tribe, but also Michelle Donnell is a painter. And I discovered painting, like for real painting, like seriously getting into painting, right? During the pandemic, I wanted to do something different. I like to learn things. And what I found is it exercises different muscles. Those of you who are out there painting, it exercises different muscles. So I am a sculptor by trade. I am a sculptor. My sculptures are exquisite, collected all over the world. Amazing, because that's my media of choice. But as I started to paint, and the painting is not perfect because I'm on a learning curve, and I love learning curves. I started to paint in 2020 and just kept painting. And I have to say I'm improving. I'd like to paint more. I haven't been able to be in my studio for over 8 months due to taking care of my elderly father, trying to get things together for him. We were on a really good track, and now there's a few challenges along the way, but knock on wood, better. Still a lot to do. But the point is that one of the things that got me doing this was, I think this is my 5th or 6th year with the Red Dot auction for Chuck Jones Center for Creativity. So guys, Google Red Dot if you paint and you are willing to donate your painting to help support this lovely organization from the creators of Bugs Bunny and the Daffy Duck and all of those characters that for me as a kid were life-changing, lots of fun, and very, very sweet, and just really made you feel good when you felt bad. You turn on a Warner Brothers cartoon and see Bugs and Daffy and Porky and all of them. Each year, Chuck Jones has a Red Dot auction, and each year you can buy something from an artist to support this charity, or you can, which will happen in May. But if you want to donate a painting to it, you can go to the gala. It will give you 2 tickets to the gala, which happens first week in May, and you can come and hobnob with other artists. It's super fun, and you get to see how your painting does. The key is to get the coveted red dot, which means someone loves your painting so much that they put a red dot on it, closing out all other auctions and paying the asking price, which goes to the charity. You don't get paid for it. What they do is, if they have it, they will donate you a 12-inch by 12-inch canvas, and you paint it and you send it back to them, and they do the rest. So it's super fun, and I've done it for 6 years, been very proud of being a part of it. But if you'd like to do that and you'd like to learn more, Google Red Dot, okay? Or Chuck Jones Center of Creativity Red Dot. You're going to dig it. You're going to dig it a lot. Yeah, you're going to love it. So I highly recommend it. Paintings are due April 9th, but what I can tell you is most artists use that as a soft. I know that the Red Dot Society would love all the artists to have it done, but they kind of let us know like a week ago, maybe it was 7 days ago. So it's tight. It's tight, it's tight, it's tight. So some artists will make that deadline, and some of us will go, we're so sorry, we're not going to make it. And they go, just get it as soon as you can, because they do an online auction they start at mid-April and they go all the way up to the actual live auction that happens in May. So you've got some time, but you can reach out to them, ask them questions. They're really, really lovely people. It's great fun. And hopefully this time it's going to be a big gala because the pandemic is loosening a little bit. So fingers crossed. But if you want to learn more, you can reach out to me, ask me in the comments. Or it's just fun. It's just really fun to get together with like-minded painters, illustrators, and so on and so forth. It's cool. It's very cool. Hello, Paul. Good to see you. Good to see me live again. Good to see you too, Paul. And Paul, listen, if you can reach out to Nicolasa, or you guys reach out to me, I know you want something done for the Disneyana Fan Club event, which happens also in May. Please hit me up. Very, very busy, but if you just keep it up, just call me and then I will be in my phone messages and I will return, because you guys had something in mind we need to discuss. I'd love to do that. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Love it. Love it. Hey, Terry and friends. Hey, Angie, it's been a while, girlfriend. How are you? The texts and calls from scammers is out of control. Boy, it is. And I don't, calls, I like it because my phone says scam likely. Call from scam likely. Scam likely is calling again. And then you can just not answer it. I don't answer numbers I do not recognize. So if you tend to call me and I don't have your number, just leave a message. I will call you back and then I will put you in my contact list. But I just don't. I just do not answer unsolicited calls. No. Not happening. They're too much like Ka. Their eyes start spinning. Before you know it, you're giving up information you really don't want to give up, and you don't even realize that you've done it. It's happened to my dad a couple of times, so I've tried to tell him, leave scam likelies alone. But the texts are a different animal. I just got one from some lotto winner who's decided to give 90,000 to a select group of people. Enter their drawing. Like, no, don't know who you are. Don't believe you. Get off my phone. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, be careful. Be super, super careful. Don't get hypnotized. Don't be hypnotized by so many of these scammers. Understand that the IRS, the Franchise Tax Board, the Social Security Office, the Post Office, these people do not reach out to you and call you to give you information. They always send you a letter, and they always have a dedicated number. So please, guys, be wise, okay? And when in doubt, ask a friend. Does this look shady? In the Facebook and Messenger, there's always something that comes across that says, is this you? And if you're not really got all your ducks, which my ducks are a little crazy right now, if you click on it, it could engulf and devour your accounts. Don't click on it. Just write to that person and say, is this you? Just quickly write them back and say, is this you? Or you can email them or message them directly on, you know what I mean? There's a way to get to a person, and the person says, hey, I was hacked. All the time, if you get one of those, your friend's been hacked. So then contact your friend through a different thing and say, hey, man, I think you've been hacked. Can you check? Just watch out for each other. I love all the things you do, no matter what it is. I will watch. You could do dishes and I'll give you a thumbs up. How I do dishes? Well, maybe I'll show you how to pack for a trip. Okay. As we start to travel more, I will pull my video. I have a video that I don't know if you guys got to see or remember seeing. So I might pull it up again because I don't know if I did it on YouTube or not. But to save you some trouble, I will post it under the Terry TV and we'll talk about it. So I'll not only post the video, but we'll talk about it after. Okay. How to pack. I am becoming the person who never checks bags. I went to Norway for 3.5 weeks and we did not check bags. We did a carry-on and a backpack. That's it, guys. A carry-on and a backpack. I have a killer backpack. I love this backpack made by Nomadic. They've made some changes. I got the very, very first one, and I love the thing. For one thing, when you set it down, it doesn't fall over. Yay! And the second thing, if you put it on one shoulder, it balances itself. So if you're not able to put it on both, of course, it's great if you have it on both your shoulders. But you know how sometimes the backpack just makes you kind of feel wonky, or if you go to get something, reach down. This one, solid as a rock on your back. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. It is an amazing backpack made by Nomadic, one of my favorites. Hashtag Nomadic. I really should post some stuff, but I will post that video and then I'll show you some things. I'll talk about certain bags that are really important, how to pack your bag so it doesn't fall over, things like that, but mainly packing your bag for a trip where you are only doing a carry-on and a backpack, period. 3 weeks plus. That's me. I need to work on one for a cruise as I'm thinking about going cruising, not immediately, but I would like to do that without having to check a bag as well. When you start to bounce through a tour where it's Europe or Galapagos or wherever, someplace you want to go that's away from your hometown, this allows you to spin on a dime travel wise. Should you need to change a plane, relocate, you know what I mean? Stay longer. There's just more flexibility when you're traveling, when you're a backpack and a carry-on. You can keep track of your luggage, all of that. It really works well. And it's not a giant carry-on. It's not a duffel. You know, you got these people who go, it's a carry-on bag. And they, it's like Daffy Duck in, I think I made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. And he goes, down, down, back, back, when he comes up in the treasure trove. Have you seen that cartoon? And he's beating on Bugs Bunny, pushing him back in the hole. It's not that kind of packing. There are packing cubes that compress that work great. And then there's also those bags that use an air vacuum cleaner. You sit on them and they go, shh. There's a ton of things to keep it going well. Also, warm weather clothes no longer necessarily have to be bulky in case it's fat, unless it's fashion. So this merino wool that they've come out, super thin, but really warm. Unbelievably warm. These merino wool things. A lot of runners. These were designed for people who do marathons, and this is how I learned about them, doing half marathons. And they're super thin, but they're really warm. And this is because runners like to stay lightweight. So lots of new developments that can keep your bag small. So maybe I'll do something like that because, Angie, that could be a fun thing to talk about. Morning, Veronica. How are you? I think the elderly are a target with the messages and the links in them. And the links, yes. Why can't we end this since the phone clearly knows it's a scam? Yeah, the elderly are that way because a lot of us have IRAs, retirement funds, things. Did you ever see The Tinder Swindler? It's on Netflix. Tinder Swindler, this guy was creating the Cinderella story for women. He would meet women, he would fly them to exotic places and take them to exotic lands. And then he would talk about having a little trouble with his company. Could she lend him? So he sucked her in. Can you lend me 15,000? Can you lend me 30,000? So basically he targets you, studies your history, your income and everything. And what he was doing was using the money that the girl previous that he scammed, he was using that money to wine and dine his next target. So the other thing you can do is on YouTube, there is several groups of people. I'd like to give you specific names, but I don't get a chance to watch a lot. But I did see some people who make it their mission on YouTube to target these scammers and try their best to get your money back. So that's cool, right? So yeah, so basically just be careful. If it sounds too good to be true, there is a very good chance it is. So be careful. Be careful. She's right. She's right. She's right. She's right. Thank you, Angie. You're right. I feel like my stepfather would fall for a Nigerian prince if I didn't watch him close enough online. Yeah, the person who writes to you and says, hey, I'm a big fan of yours and I'm hurting right now. And my boyfriend, delete. Just delete. Don't read it. Don't do it. Don't let it infect your system. Okay. This generous lottery person who I think is full of big baloney. I just reported a spam. So I like the little blue thing on my phone that says report spam. I hit it, report spam. Does it do any good? We don't know. It doesn't seem to do any good, but at least you can just keep doing it. It'll make you feel a little bit better. Feel better than, getting sucked in, because I agree with you, Veronica. It's very frustrating. I mean, things as simple as QVC and HSN, which are not scams, but my mother just loves the way they're her friends. How do you like that? Don't you just hate these? What is this? Friends, they come into your heart through the TV set, and they're your buddy, and they are going to show you some great products. That's how they do it. That's the work that they do and create, is to come into your home and be your buddy. I love that girl, love that lady. She's my friend. She told me to get this mixer, and I don't want to disappoint her, so I'm going to grab me a mixer. So be careful of even the simple ones. These people are professionals to suck you in and get it. My mother loved QVC and HSN to the tune of 5 blenders, 5 magic bullets, a couple of ovens. It's just, be careful, guys. Be really, really careful. Good morning, Joseph. Glad to see you back. Hope you and your family are doing well. We're hanging in there. Yes, we're doing well. And I'm going to keep saying we're going to do better, 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 better. Today is the day that I'm back, and I've got to get a few kinks ironed out in my armor, and we're just going to go out and make things happen. I am finishing up a book. I'm co-working with my friend. She's an author. And those of you who have seen Giggling Pumpkins or have purchased Giggling Pumpkins, we've got another one coming out, and I hope you like it just as well. But I finally finished the concept art, and I'm going to do the final run, pass it. I've got 6 pages I got to do a final pass on, and then it's all hers, and she can rock and roll. And she's been really working hard to be understanding about my challenges and unable to do it. One thing is, when you're doing something, guys, is it's very, very challenging to make art when you're not in a creative space. Sometimes when you're not in a creative space, you can create art, but it's not the art that you've been commissioned to do. Okay. So, for example, I have talked to many people who are suicidal. I enjoy speaking to these people and showing them another window into how to deal with stress, because suicide, as we know, is so final, and it's devastating when people are feeling this way and they're 14 or they're 15. This is just hurts my heart. But I have taught many to act out their anger, their irritation, their persecution, whatever is balled up in here, by putting it out here on paper and just going crazy. Just let it out. And it becomes a bit of art that you may or may not keep. But what's difficult is that when you are doing a project like me and my best friend, there are times when I was so muddled and so pressure, and the stress was great, I felt like I couldn't move. Like I felt like I was in between, like this was happening, just pressure, pressure, pressure. And when that's happening, you cannot create. You want to, because you know how important it is to get things done. But then you have to kind of say, look, I want to do it, but it's just not happening. Well, the good news is that I finished the concept art for the last 5 pages, and now transfer them, get them to her. She finally gets what she's been asking me for quite a long time, and we're going to get it done, and hopefully the book will come out in the summer. I will say yes to that, and then I can tell you more. But that's happening. Also, I have some sculpture projects that I have committed to, and then many I've told you about the Rolly Crump chess set that will move forward. I spoke with Rolly's wife, and that was the first question on her lips was, do you want to continue? Of course I want to continue. With the passing of the amazing Rolly Crump, it's more important than ever that I finish his dream and chess set. And I will tell you that many people, her feeling was that he didn't, she was really sorry. Our biggest sadness was that he didn't get to hold the chess pieces I'm creating in his hands. This is the first time Museum of the Weird is even being done. And he didn't get to hold them. I really wanted him to hold them, but it just wasn't in the cards for us. So we did a lot together before he went to collect his wings and sit with Walt and Roy and all those wonderful people up there. They needed him, I guess, and he was a wonderful mentor of mine, really, Crump was, and I'm so excited that he chose me as his final project. And he told me it was the last project he was going to be doing, and it was very touching that he chose me. But we got a lot covered. Okay, several Zoom calls, lots of emails, and he laid the groundwork for me. So the chess set will be all rolly, and Terry's sculpting it with him looking over my shoulder, looking down from heaven and guiding my hands. I know that's going to be happening. So I'm very excited to complete it and finish it. April will be that mark as I get things to people who have been patient and get on things that the super patient have been waiting for. So if you're one of these people, I love you for it. I thank you for doing this for me, because I am so grateful that you are understanding my situation with my mom and dad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Joseph, for your good wishes. Sorry I'm late. What did you miss? Oh, everything, Joe. No, we talked about the rare 5 planets, Joe. So I'm hoping you'll go out and take a look at them. You're going to be we're all going to be everywhere, all over the U.S., taking a look at this rare occurrence. And we'll be thinking about each other while we do it, right? And how cool it is. And it's going to be a crescent moon, which means those of you who like Disney, it'll be a Cheshire Cat sideways. So you guys will love it. You guys will love it. I think it's something we all must do tonight as soon as it gets dark. Hi, Terry. Welcome back. How are you? Doing well, Mike. Thank you for asking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling pretty good. My show's back. For those of you who don't know, Ted Lasso is my show. I feel he wrote it for Terry. I am amazed at this lovely show. If you haven't seen it, guys, do yourself a favor. Wait till the 3rd season is done. We have the 3rd episode of the 3rd season this Wednesday, the 3rd episode of the 3rd season is going to be Ted Lasso. So wait until the final drop, and then join Apple Plus. If you're someone who doesn't want to do Apple TV Plus, another $5 a month and have it for months, then wait and then binge watch it, and then use that month to look at some things. If you like it, keep going. If you don't, get out. But it's and those of you who have never done Apple TV, you get 30 days free trial. So think about it, okay? I think it's 30 days. Anyway, do yourself a favor. Ted Lasso is an amazing. You're going to see acting that goes so much further than that superficial stuff a lot of us are exposed to at times. The acting of so many of these people is deep, and that's what's really, really lovely. The actors take their time. They take pauses. Each character has a different cadence. Each character is so good. And one of the favorites, and one of mine, is the actor who plays Roy Kent. If you haven't seen this, I want you to be sure to watch it several times. And because it is a British show, the accents can be challenging. So put on closed caption. Watch it once without closed caption. If you're fine, that's me. Great. But a lot of times I'll watch it again with closed caption, so I'm clear that I get the jokes, because they're so beautifully tuned, timed, and executed by every single person that's involved. Some lovely tidbits about this show that I think you will really enjoy. There's an episode in the 2nd season I'm not really a big fan of, but that doesn't matter. Every single other one is great. And I think you guys would really enjoy it. It's a feel-good, uplifting show that everybody wants to copy now. Okay? So And the other thing you may or may not like is that Sudeikis, who is the creator of the show, said this is the third and final. Forgive me. Let me just make sure this isn't my dad. Nope. Scam Likely. What do we talk about? Scam Likely. There they are. Scam Likely. Love it. And all you have to do is say, we are ignoring you now because you're jerks. But anyway, Ted Lasso is a great show, super wonderful show. They have the ability to make you watch every single week. I'm trying to wait and binge watch it. Can't do it. Can't do it, guys. Just cannot do it. Got to see it every Wednesday, and I am just counting the minutes towards Wednesday in a time when I don't really watch a lot of TV. So it's a show that's super special to me. I love all the characters. The women are strong, the women are intelligent, and the women are not characters that are women simply because they are women. Like, they're not place card holders. You know what I mean? They are, that could easily be done by a man. Every character is kind of interchangeable. Could be a woman, could be a man, could be a woman, could be a man, but they're written specifically, putting a strong actor in there, putting strong characters in, and the women are just great. They are just great. We're really happy they're women, and the work that they do is specific to the actor that they are. So the actress who plays the boss is fantastic. Keeley is amazing. These characters are just incredible, right down to the wife of Higgins, and that is actually the actor who plays Higgins, and you'll recognize him from Downton Abbey, and you'll recognize him from a lot of other British shows because the man is just a brilliant actor. His wife actually plays his wife in the series, and they are adorable together. So it's wonderful to see this happening. Coach Beard is amazing. The guys in the bar are incredible. There isn't a character, and I mean one-line characters are super exciting. The best seasoning of any dish I have seen in a long time. So guys, check it out. Do yourself a favor. Spend the month and check this show out. It's the third season. So if you don't already have Apple Plus, or if you have Apple Plus and you've just missed the Ted Lasso series, do yourself a favor and see it. It's a really good, it's really super beautiful writing, exciting. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant show. And it really makes me feel good. So if I'm sad, I watch Ted Lasso. There's just so many wonderful words of wisdom. And a lot of times people make memes of it. Be the goldfish. I have that on a sticker in the back of my car. Just love it. I need to replace it because it's fading. But things like that, it's like it's got a message to help you get through life, and it makes you feel really, really good. So do yourself a favor and check that out. I report scam every questionable email or text. The worst for me seems to be Amazon, FedEx. Yeah, all of those are terrible. Are those terrible or what? And my husband has a way of letting you check to make sure it's from them. You just look in that sent to, from to little square in your email. And I'm grateful for that. Gee, it's just the worst. If only they would use their talent for good instead of evil. Is the new book also Halloween themed? It is not Halloween themed. So the first book was Giggling Pumpkins, and it wasn't necessarily Halloween themed. It was around pumpkins. And so this one is kind of, so the first book was Pumpkins and Fairies. And if you haven't seen it, you can go to TerriHarden.com and click on online store and see it there. Or you can go to Amazon. It's actually in Amazon. Just click on Giggling Pumpkins, author Lynette Eklund, illustrator Terri. Yeah, that's me. It doesn't just say Terri, it says Terri Harden. Yeah, and I'll keep you posted. You can reach out to me and ask me more questions about the book. I think we're about to do a special, but I'm not going to say anything until I've spoken with the author. It is Lynette Eklund's book and concept. She writes the stories for these books, and then I come up with I drew the drawings, and then she says yes, I do several character drawings, and she goes yes, no, yes, and then I have to do them doing all kinds of fun, cool stuff. So every once in a while, I've got a zinger that will really be fantastic, and it's cool. Let's give me a minute to get bank. There we go. Just what was really great about last week was I was so far away from this phone, except for when my dad called. It was great not to have to deal with it. My husband is going to teach me. Now, this, you guys may laugh at this, but my husband's going to teach me how to make the rings specific to the person calling. Yes, I know you guys all do it already, but I'm 65, so cut me some slack. But he's going to help me with that. And that way, when I can just ignore it unless it's my dad, because I'm not used to having the phone on. I like to be silent. Actually, I like it to be in Cincinnati when I am in California. Honestly, the farthest away from the friggin' phone as I can get. I really, really like not having it tethered to my side. When I went to visit my friend Sally, she really freaked out when she did not have her phone. I would freak out if I didn't have my phone and didn't know where it was. But if I simply left it at home, I really don't care to have it. My schedule is gigantic. If you look here, this is my March month. So you can see that that there's so much stuff going on here. I've had to start Post-it notes here. Thank God for Post-it notes. Yeah. So with such a crazy life, not a lot of time to watch TV, but I make time for Ted Lasso because it helps me to. It's my Zen space, So, so to all of you, if you happen to come across my channel and you hear this, know that I love you. And maybe I'll do like a little Terry TV thing on it at some point. Farewell to Rolly Crump. The news of his passing came out only hours after we last met. Here he will be missed. How does that affect your Rolly Crump chest, Terry? It's still happening. That was the first question from his wife. She said, are you going to keep doing it? You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be doing it. It's more important now more than ever because there has not been any Museum of the Weird stuff come out, that this is going to be the first thing. And Rolly had huge influence. We got all my questions answered, actually. It's just that he's not going to be able to have his eyes on the 3 pieces, but I'll use his wife because his wife will help me with that. Based on the first 3 that I got done, the last 3 will have it. It's going to be cool. Yeah. And I'm hoping maybe some more of his family will get involved. I'd love to add them, and maybe I can get her to hold some and his family to hold some, and we'll do things with the family. So lots of stuff is going to be happening. I'm really eager and excited to get back to that. Whoops, you just answered that. No, I don't mind answering it again, Joe. That's fine. No problem. No problemo. May Rolly rest in peace. He'll be guiding you and watching over you proudly. Yeah. Oh, this man, if you ever met him, you know how different he truly is and was. And he just embraced that. And Walt found him to be quite an enigma, but a lot of fun to be around. And fabulous, a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous guy. And I have an art piece. He tried his hand at doing these really cool kind of Mary Blair type small world things. I'm going to have to pull that piece out. Maybe I'll show you guys that at some point, but it's really, really cool. I bought one just because it was him and it was his first time and I wanted to encourage him to do more. Yeah. It was fun. That was a fun time. That was at a Louis Garcia convention event years ago, but it was super cool. That's the same place that Bob Gurr bought my Stitch puppet that I created for the 50th anniversary of Disneyland and then taught him how to work puppets. So he said it put him on the map with his grandkids. Can you imagine you design all this stuff at Disneyland, monorail, Autopia cars, and your grandkids go, yeah, but what have you done lately? What have you done for us lately? And so Bob saw this puppet. He had not seen Lilo and Stitch at the time. And that song was really off. What have you done for us lately? That's a little better. right? Yeah. Anyway, um, he saw the puppet and we auctioned it off at a Louis Garcia event. There were two bidders until the one bidder found out the other bidder was Bob Kerr, and Bob won it. And then I taught him how to do a puppet, and he took it on cruises. He did it. He still performs it for. He performed it for his grandkids. He performed it. He just really embraced that whole thing because, as you know, Stitch doesn't really talk. He kind of does this, kind of wow, oh, that sort of thing. And it's kind of nice because you can, you can kind of make sounds, and it's a great first puppet to do. Super cute, super adorable, and was for the 50th anniversary, specifically designed for Louis Garcia and sold at auction. Yeah, so it was great. So just like I said, it was nice to have that to support them in some way, to help them in some way. You get sad, I'm dubious. Yeah, I do. If you've watched Ted Lasso, you've seen how upbeat and perky he is, and then the next thing you know, it shifts. Yeah, Scam Likely still trying to get me. But then it shifts. Suddenly he's here, and sometimes you're here. It happens. I mean, those who are very upbeat and perky like me can crash pretty hard at times. And I've had a couple of crashes, but only my Patreon page sees those because I have them throw me a lifeline. Like I said, it's like-minded people who support each other at a time when we really need to support each other. So let me just get this back on audio. That's the problem, is I turn it off for them to get their thing done, and then I got to put it back on audio so I can hear from my dad. Thank you. Susan says, missed you live. Good to see you on this Magic Monday. Always live Mondays, guys. It's just my Fridays that I'm going to have pre-record. And last week was my week off. I took a week off and didn't look at social media at all. If you are someone who has a lot of followers and a lot of things, and you get to the point where you feel like it's running your life and you cannot not have a phone in front of your face and broadcast, give yourself a week or two off. Okay. I got this from a podcaster and friend out of London, Liz Reed, and she just said, let it go. Let it go, let it go. So I did for a week, and it was good for me. So I just let it go. I love you guys. I think about you all the time, but I came right back. So do that. Let your group know. And then if you can do like I did last week, which was give you a little bit of pre-record yummy things, let me know if you liked them. That will do something like I'm thinking about you, but it was great. So good to see you too, Susan. You skipped over Joe Messie's question about your Star Wars book. Star Wars book is coming. Sorry, Joe. I did not see that one. Let me go back. There's the Rolly one. Yeah, here it is. Let me go back. May have missed it. Are you back working on your Star Wars book? Not yet. April is the day to decide when this is all going to happen. I was hoping to have it out in May. Not going to happen just because of the stuff I have to do with my dad and the things that I have already promised, but it is in the works. I always write thoughts pages and stuff like that to create them in a file. My file's probably about that wide. So it's always occurring. I just haven't sat down and written it. And that's because too much, too soon, you got to worry about it. So thanks, Joe. There's the Joe saying I missed you. So thank you for asking that question. It is in the works, and I've got a special for those of you who buy it right up. Some cool cachets. And if you don't know what a cachet is, I'll tell you about it later. Hey, Terry, I like it when the lady says, stay tuned for Dukes of Hazzard. And she says, this is CBS in her country voice. My husband always cracks up at you, Mike, because either you are an announcer or you're someone who wishes you were, or maybe you were an announcer in a past life. So good for you. Keep it going. Now you skipped over my question. Yep. Well, you told me about, oh, well, you'll just have to ask it again, Joe. No problem. I'll ask it again. I'm wondering if you're still working on your Star Wars book. Yes. And it fits in the cracks, but April is the time I'm going to say I'm back on track. So fingers crossed, guys. Keep your fingers crossed, and we'll start talking about projects that I am finally getting involved in again. Got a lot that hopefully I can talk to you about. And if not, join Patreon. Come and join the tribe. That's where they get the latest news, the deepest news, and news you'll never see here, because this is the public space and I like my private space. So up to you. $5 a month. Put a toe in. Check it out. If you like it, stay. If not, nothing will be, we love you and we'll let you go. So yeah, ask it again too. News that Blockbuster Video, I did not hear that. Where it is, a couple of stores in LA are playing. Well, Joe, this is really interesting because down the street from me is what is it called? It's a video store. It's selling VHS. Yeah, it is actually selling VHS cassettes. It seems that many collectors like the VHS and those. Now you got to find a machine, but who knows? Someone might redirect the machine. Uh-oh. All right. I thought this was the one I was going to say is a scam. I was just about to say report junk, and it was something else. But anyway, guys, to answer your thing, Joe, I did not know about that, but I will tell you there is a VHS video store down the street from me. And apparently it's doing very well. So my friend from the tribe, Terry's tribe, let me just show you that again if you want to join. This is it, patreon.com/Terri Hardin. He collects VHS. He doesn't even have a machine, but he likes the VHS cassettes. So maybe this is why Blockbuster is considering a comeback. Because that retro, millennials may not like a lot of stuff, but they sure like retro. All of the younger people, which for me is anyone 64 and younger, I call a kid. But my point is, younger people love the retro. They love the 50s through the 80s. Depending on who you are and where you're at, you love this retro stuff, and I think there's a place for Blockbuster to be. This is $5 a month. Check it out. See if you want to be a part of it. There are higher portals that you can walk through. Up to you, but you can take a tour. $5 a month. I over deliver quite a bit. You can just ask my other colleagues. So back to Joe's comment here, which is the Blockbuster video question. The Blockbuster video stuff, I got to tell you guys, is really interesting because maybe what they're thinking is to bring back this retro quality stuff. A lot of people are liking it, and that's kind of cool. I had a garage sale with a friend of mine. She had all 1960s, 70s stuff from her dad, like the percolator. You remember the coffee percolator where the coffee would go? Maybe you were a kid or you saw it on TV where the coffee would go in the little bubble on the top. She had 3 brand new ones. And we had some kids in their 20s walk up because she also had some classic Christmas ornaments of that era. And they asked her for the silver tree. You may have seen these on television in certain retro shows that kind of go there, where you stick the sticks in and the tree is made out of aluminum. It's like that, fluffy, but all silver. They just begged her for hers. She said, no, I have mine. I'm not selling it. But they gave her their information, so if she ever sells it, they want it. So this could be a really cool thing, because if they play their cards right, it could be just the thing. VHS machines can be found on eBay, Laserdisc players too. Yeah, you just got to make sure they work. And that's the deal. It's incredible. And who knows, maybe if Blockbuster comes back, there might be a recreation or a resurrection of these VHS and Laserdisc machine that might not be too expensive, because technology has definitely advanced. So how cool will that be? Well, guys, we have been 1 hour and I am going to take off. Let's see what Joseph has to say. All the older things are coming back, records, cassettes, and now videos, making less CDs, Blu-ray, and DVDs. I can't stand the downloading and streaming stuff. Guess I'm getting old and crabby. No. 5 years ago, or a little bit over, my husband predicted that people would start to take their content and lock it behind a wall. And that is exactly what's happening. When I visited my dear friends, John and Sally, John said to me, I've got to look at what I've subscribed to because I'm spending a couple hundred a month to get all the things that I want to see on television. And that may be you too, because now you don't necessarily have channels you can go to, but you have to go to streaming sections. Paramount Plus, a fee. Apple Plus, a fee. HBO, always a fee. Showtime, always a fee. Hulu, a fee. Disney Plus, a fee and climbing. Netflix, a fee and climbing. So if you want all of the content that you want, Discovery Plus, a fee, then it's really hard. It's really, really hard to get what you want. So now you want to collect your DVD, video, whatever, and create a library so that you can choose when you watch said films. And that's what we started to say a couple of years ago. Many didn't believe us, but it's true. Nostalgia sells. I'm a firm believer in that. I agree with you. Absolutely. And I think that's why I think Disneyland should return Tomorrowland back to the way Walt saw it, because there's so many people who would dig that now. In fact, I can tell you for sure, because Downtown Disney has got that sort of Calder quality, circles, spaces, things like that, kind of 1960s, 1970s, 1950s, whatever it is. But the spaceships of Dodgers in the 21st century, that kind of art. And with that happening, I think they should bring Tomorrowland back. Yeah. I think that would be really, really love. Jessica, good to see you. Hugs and kisses. Maybe we'll actually meet in person sometime, my darling. Have a great weekend. I will do a pre-recorded thing this Friday for you. Actually, my husband will help me with that. And got to give him the acknowledgement because he's the one that saves my bacon. Susan says, have a great rest of your day watching on a laptop while watching my old TV that plays DVDs and VHSs surrounded by tapes of all sorts. Video of Vatican Museum after you waves and dances. Good for you. Good for you. Guys, do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Bum, 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 bum. Love you. Bye for now. See you soon. Be well.